Can you hear me? I guess we start there. Can you hear me out there? Hello, I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear my ass? Tell me if you can hear me. Like, there's no fucking. I don't see any meters. Oh, you can hear me. Okay. Hi. I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I lack inspiration. I know I have to do some videos for the week, and I also have to learn songs for this aftershock thing I'm doing. And part of me is bored. Part of me is uninspired. And that's where we're at. So we can interact with some question answer type of vibes. I can give you the news. Prince Philip has died, and I don't give two shits because he's a bit of a dick. Even though I'm watching The Crown on Netflix because I've missed that part of English history living in the US, I've seen enough of Philip to have him, he can go now. So, and you know what? He didn't live to be 100, so he doesn't get a letter from the Queen because she gives out letters on 100th birthdays. So maybe I should take requests as to what videos I should be working on, and I should be holding you accountable as well. Is your vibrato big and strong like fucking Brandon Ellis? Is your vibrato big and strong like Joshua Jones? If not, stop with the scales and start with the single notes. Get them shaking. 4 people. What the fuck? Well, what time? Let's see what time it is in the States. It's a good indication of what's up. So I'm getting on my big ass giant Samsung phone. Maybe I'll vent. Maybe I'll use this place to vent, which is always a good idea on social media, is to give your opinion and be pissed off and whatnot, right? World clock. See, I tell my dad to use this, and he still calls it these fucked up hours. Los Angeles, it's 5:20. Okay, I get it. My vibrato has gone to shit. J-Mac. Hey, J-Mac, what's up? I don't know what you're expecting, but I guarantee you I'm not going to deliver. 8:20 p.m. No, dude. My thing says, where are you from? Hope all is well. Yeah, look, everything's fine. I just need a little bit of a kick in the ass. I'm feeling a little bit cranky. So you're in Oklahoma then. 8:20. No, that's still wrong. You're in New York. Ladies and gentlemen, we have somebody from New York. East Coast. Have you ever been to Maine? I'd like to go to Maine. I'd like to hit up all the East Coast. I've only been to New York. And that was for what, a week? That's not enough. If you're going to go to New York, go for a month. Has everybody done a little bit of PayPal action to Jason Becker? I hope you have. That guy needs it. So you give some cool ass new shirts. Not me, dude. A show. Oh, I think I just hid your comment, dude. Sorry. Yeah, there you go. Where's everybody from? I can't hear you. Hey, Jason, did you ever end up using that video shit I gave to you regarding your thing? Tell me, dude. Salt Lake City, bro. Salt Lake City with a name like that? Naughty. I thought you were UK. Getting my people mixed up. Los Angeles, is that a hard place to live? I feel it's a hard place to live if you don't have fucking money, but I could be wrong. I've lived out here for so long, I'd be afraid to live back in the States. Well, especially with the healthcare, but whatever. Okay. Here's what I wanted to talk to you about. I am going to convert to Mormonism, and I'm going to pull my YouTube channel in about a week. How's that for a lie? Yeah. Montreal, Canada. That's nice, everybody. What do we talk about? Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't have a plan. I don't have a plan. I just gotta Get the fuck out of here. This was probably a bad idea. Like, I've got nothing. I really have nothing to say, except if you make music, just make good songs. It doesn't matter if your solos. The songs don't even have to have solos. You know what I mean? Just write a fucking good song. Did you listen to Eddie bootleg songs? No. Which were there? Which were those? The 7-string. Yeah, the 7-string. Bumblebee. I think it's in one of the cases. I got cases by the door. I think it's in one of them. Look, I'm kind of. I wished I had done the. I wish I had done the Bumblebee stripes on an actual universe, as opposed to an RG7620. There's a bit of a quality, you know. I think it. I don't want to bag on the 7620, but it ain't a fucking universe. You know what I mean? I think I have 2 universe. I got the green one and the black one, and the black one is by far the best one I have. And like, no tuning issues ever. I used it on the Alarm album, the majority. No, I'd say all the time. And that's the one to get. Let's see. Did you listen to Eddie's bootlegs? No, I didn't. I don't know. I don't know. Email me, doug.steele@gmail.com. Like Atomic Punk 1977. Yeah, probably. Like, I go down these rabbit holes where you know, you get on YouTube and you just start listening to stuff. What was the one? There was one, I think it was 1981 in Greensboro, North Carolina. It's an Eddie Van, it's a like Eruption Live or whatever. I've never heard Eddie so on fire. I've posted it in my community section ages ago, but it's the best I've ever heard him play, really. Bumblebee's fine. Let me see. No doubt that's quite a drop in models. Yeah, so I'm a little. I just should have thunk that through. But the good news is that Ernie Taylor from ET Guitars up in New South Wales, he's the one making the Frankenstrat one, and it's going to be based off. It's going to be based off a universe, and he's doing the neck and the body. So I think the quality in that will be better than what I've got. And once live music is happening here in Australia, but I think there's, limits to how many people you can have in a room. So once it's more or less back to normal, yeah, I'll probably, I don't know, I'll use the Van Halen ones maybe. I don't know, I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. This is kind of a bad idea, but there's 12 of you, so let's just hang out for a bit. So ask questions, answer questions. We can talk about music. Like, we can talk about, have you ever seen those stupid things? What could you give a 30-minute thing on? For me, music, Eddie Van Halen, wide vibrato, George Lynch, that whole era of guitar, like Racer X and all that. There's that. And then there's other styles of music as well. I don't want to pigeonhole myself into just metal because, I listen to drum and bass every day at work. We can talk about great white sharks. We can talk about cephalopods, i.e. or e.g., depending on the country you're in. We can talk about cuttlefish. We can talk about octopus, talk about Humboldt squid. And this is what I do when I'm watching YouTube or true crime, which I'm also like, I'm like, dude, I could be a fucking forensic psychologist. I doubt it. I don't have the great brain capacity. So with those things, let's create a dialogue. But obviously, I think probably the main one is music. Now, have you all subscribed to Rick Beato, who's badass? He's like the fucking. Any new tattoo plans? Running with the Driesel is awesome if you haven't listened to it. I actually, for Christmas, my wife bought me the 5150 package, so I have all of them. It is good. I listened to the Billy Corgan one about a month ago, and I gotta say, the way he talked about Hear About It Later as just another Van Halen song that really didn't move him really pisses me off, but I also don't give a fuck what he says because it's an opinion. It's an opinion and people are allowed to have them. But my favorite part of Fair Warning for me, and we can talk about Fair Warning as an album, is um, three songs that for me line up perfectly: Dirty Movies, Sinner Swing, and Hear About It Later. That's kind of where I live. And I love it. I love Dirty Movies so much. One of my goals in life is to recreate that song live with two guitar players, one guy playing slide and the other guy doing, the Eddie stuff. Any new tattoo plans? Yeah, actually, before I die, I always forget I have this one. But before I die, I want to get pretty much full arm, chest. I'm thinking an octopus up here, maybe. That's my favorite. That's if I have a spirit animal, it's octopus. It's an octopus. Yeah. Look, I'm gonna get I think a portrait of Ed, maybe on this side, black and white. I think it's the one where he's standing up in about 1978, playing the whitened, the first album guitar, early Frankie, if you will, and have that there. And then I'm also thinking on the front of my shin have a nice rectangular shape, and just have like Bumblebee, or not Bumblebee, or maybe on two shins have Frankenstrat stripes in here, and then Bumblebee stripes in there. And that's it as far as like the Eddie stuff goes. I actually wanted to get like maybe even a square maybe of just like Bumblebee stripes. I don't know. Depend. I do, but also I have to think about what else I'm going to get. I'd like to get, I don't know, just fluoro color. I just love, isn't it funny how I feel I'm a pretty metal guy, but I just love like fluoro colors, which is kind of the antithesis of metal, which is supposed to be black. Oh, and I am getting made. I was thinking about this as well. And I've told people, so it's not really that big of a secret, but I think after this universe 7-string is made, I'm going to make one more universe from Ernie Taylor at ET Guitars. And I'm going to make, and I hope no one beats me to the punch, but it doesn't care. I don't care. I'm still going to do it. I'm going to make a stealth universe. So matte black everything. The inlays will be black on ebony. Reverse headstock. I was thinking if I have an Ibanez logo put on it, make it black on black. Just everything's going to be black on black. Black hardware, matte black paint, the bare knuckle Blackhawk pickups. And then I told my wife I will settle down on the guitars, and she just rolled her eyes because my friend Ryan Hogel, I think he's out of Ohio, he just went and bought one of those, I think it's a 2020, like the Ibanez yellow RG7 with the maple neck. And the year before, I think 2019, they came out with that green one. Those are beautiful guitars. Those are beautiful guitars, but even used, like he said he bought his for $925, which I think is fucking crazy. But good on him, So let me just read some comments and we'll keep going. So yeah, those are my tattoo plans. I've got a couple of different tattooists in mind. For Frankenstrat stripes, I don't think you got to be that great of a tattooist, but I also don't want shit quality. So I'm weighing up the things, and I got a friend who will give me mates rates, which would be nice. But like I said, I don't want to fucking, mess my stuff up. A lot of overdubs on that album, hard to recreate live. Yeah, well, that's why I use two guitar players. I just don't know why, and it's just me. But if I was Dimebag, I'd have had a second guitar player. You know what I mean? Just, I don't know, two guitars for me, two guitars is always going to be better than one. That's just the way I feel. Meshuggah have done it right. They've done it right so well that they step on a button and Frederick does a solo, and then Martin's stacks or whatever automatically go to the other side so that he's in both while Frederick goes right down the middle. anyways, uh, I think, yeah, my favorite band after Van Halen, and the one that has moved me the most from like '97 onwards, was definitely Meshuggah. Even though I don't know the names of all their songs, and even though when I talk to other friends, I gotta like hum dun 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 dun. I gotta do it that way. I still always love Meshuggah, and I think they're the only ones that should be using seven strings. Like I said, that's just me. Oh, like and subscribe. A lot of overdubs, yes. Any plans on more Van Halen lessons? Well, I just got finished with Live Without a Net. That was a pain in the fucking ass. Um, I was just thinking of going back and just finding live solos and whatnot and just doing those. I don't know. I'm actually getting a little bit burnt out on early Van Halen stuff. Not from listening to it. I can listen to it all day. It's just from me having to film and teaching, and it's all for me. I feel it's all a pain in the ass because wife goes to work, and then I got a finite number of hours to get shit done. So I have to set up the room. That takes about 15, 20 minutes. I, I just find it all tedious. And then I film. And then, by the time and then I'll film all day. And then on another day, I'll start editing. And I always end up saying the wrong thing. And then I got to go back and put captions because, I haven't really thought it out. I don't know. I'm just finding everything tedious at the moment. Any plans more Van Halen lessons? Yes, there's always plans on more Van Halen lessons. Um, I don't know what though, but it'll be early. Like I can't really bring myself to do um, anything with Sam, and I'll be the first to say that I do think that Sammy Hagar is a better singer, has a bigger, has a more broad vocal range, but but it really is like a different band. And I also think another part of it is when they got Sammy, I think they had money, with Fair Warning and Diver Down and all that kind of stuff. And 1984, they definitely weren't poor musicians, but there's just something. Money just changes a motherfucker. You know what I mean? I don't know. At least that's the way I feel. Like, I mean, take Metallica as a perfect example. You take Master of Puppets, other than you had And Justice with no bass on it. How stupid is that? But as soon as musicians are comfortable, their songwriting, it bites, man. It, God, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not trying to be negative. I don't know. I think underlying I'm always just a little bit frustrated and whatever. Matt Black sounds cool as hell on that guitar. Yeah, it'll be good. Who's your favorite guitar duo? Me and my friend Ben. No, I'm joking. Well, I've seen Cacophony live, and I've seen Racer X live. I'm gonna say for harmonies and whatnot, Racer X. I'm gonna say just for I don't know, like Jason Marty, you're rad. I think that's a hard one, man, because I love Cacophony. I think if there were two Jason Beckers in Cacophony, because a lot of that stuff he doubled, especially on Go Off. Not that I'm bagging on Marty because I love his playing. He's a very unique character. I don't know. KK Downing and the other guy. uh, no, I don't really. I don't know. I thought Racer X were a bit more fun, a bit more flashy, uh, like the LA type of vibe. And Jason and Marty were more San Francisco type of vibe. But they were both. I don't know. I'd like to see I would have liked to have seen Paul Gilbert and Jason Becker be in a band. That would be kind of cool, don't you think? Let me. Do you like Wolfgang's music he's released? Yes, I do. I found the first song about his dad pretty heartbreaking. I didn't cry or anything, but yeah, that's your dad, dude. And if you have a connection with your dad like Wolf and Eddie had, fuck, you can do no wrong. The second song is good as well. Would I buy it? Look, probably not. But that's just me. But I'm also not going to compare him to his dad because he's his own person. Like, and that's just dumb. He's a good musician. Let him do it all in the studio. That's if you could, if you can, you should. Let me see. So yes, I do like Wolfie, man. He's his own fucking person, and he's a trillionaire now or whatever. He would have inherited, the go right to him. And I think he just sounds extremely switched on. Like he knows what he's doing. I don't think he'll ever fuck up the Eddie Van Halen legacy. Because you have to remember, he's the one that was writing the song lists for the last time they played live kind of thing. And he was doing, we got to do all the songs that, Light Up the Sky, Dirty Movies, that kind of shit. So that's awesome. He's not a dummy. I do like him. And I do like his music. Live Van Halen stuff would be awesome. Yeah, I got to think of what I want to do. Icon rules. Yes. Metal Madness 66. Icon rules. The album and Night of the Crime discuss. Okay, so Icon are what was it? Arizona? Yes, Arizona band. God, I was about 17 at the time, and I heard a brief clip of them on a radio show in San Jose, California, and I got to tell you, California rock radio, not sure about now, but the last time I was back, they're still all over it. They've got their shit. They just got it nailed to the wall. And so I bought the Icon's first album on the strength of a 30-second clip, and it was a guitar solo. And I remember the song. It was On Your Feet. And I was like, well, fuck, that's all I need to hear. So I bought the album, loved it. I thought that Stephen Clifford was a perfect mix of like Ronnie James Dio, Kevin Dubrow. Kevin Dubrow, but with way better vibrato. Like he's not being shaken in a blender kind of thing. Just, I do like a gruff voice. And you know who's got a gruff voice? And if you haven't gotten into this band, you absolutely should check out. And he's probably one of the best singers I've ever seen live. Is Vicious Rumors, Digital Dictator, and Vicious Rumors, Vicious Rumors. I think that's the album after Digital Dictator. So in my teens and early 20s, living in the Bay Area, we would often see the first gig I saw with Racer X was Vicious Rumors supported. I think I was 19 at the Stone in San Francisco. Fuck, that was fucked up. That and I'd done a blog on it and everything on my website, but I was like, God damn, if this is the kind of club going experience one is going to have, then amazing shit. Let's do this for the rest of our lives. This is going to be great. And sadly, I was to find out that was not the case. But oh man, yeah. It like Racer X weren't even on. It was Vicious Rumors, and I was already like, fuck. Mark McGee, bitchin' guitar player. That dude fucking burns. He was the guy that replaced Vinnie Moore. Anyways, yeah, and I just remember that was some shit. That was some shit. Like Carl Albert was awesome, and I think I might have told you. I definitely talked about it. I did a like I said, I did a blog on this, but I also said that we saw Vicious Rumors do a headlining act or a headlining show at the Omni in Oakland, and I had this Susie and the Banshee shirt, and it's just her face that was like big in that time, you know. And Carl Albert, the singer, saw it, and he's like, "Dude, I have to wear that shirt." And I go, "Cool, let's swap." And then afterward, you know, we'll swap back. I honestly just should have let him have the fucking shirt and kept the one he was wearing. But I was an idiot, and I was like, "I want that back." But they were cool in that they let me hang out in the green room and drink all their beer, and I got fucking destroyed. Anyways, that was good. And Carl Albert had died in a car accident, and that was really bad. That's a shame. I don't want people to die. But yeah, so that's my Racer X Vicious Rumors experience. And Icon does rule. So Icon made the first album. My favorite songs off that, if you must know, are On Your Feet. I love. Oh man, I need to look at the track listing. But there's quite a few. Oh, World War. I think it's an F sharp. Great song. Like Stephen Clifford has got a great voice. And then they did Night of the Crime, which I believe they call AOR, Adult Oriented Rock, or something like that. I'm probably saying that wrong. But it was like Poppy. Not Poppy the artist, Poppy as in, you know, less heavy. But good fucking songs. That's the thing. Like, okay, they got lighter. I get it, I guess, because now you're on a big label or whatever the fuck it is, and you got to kind of cater to those assholes. But a great album. So if you've never heard of Icon, listen to the first album, please. You will be doing yourself a favor. Number 2, listen to the second album, which is Night of the Crime. And then from what I hear, Stephen Clifford found God and said, "I'm no longer doing this," and quit the band. And then they got some other guy to come in, and they totally changed directions, and it was shit. Like, don't change your members. That's all. Rant over. All right, I'm gonna read some of these. We're gonna talk a bit, and I should probably start doing something guitar wise. I don't know. I just going to discuss. Would you do any lessons on different kind of truth album? Yeah, I actually would. She's the Woman. Yeah, I would. I should actually think about doing that. Because there's some little tricks he does and that kind of a thing. I was also, some dude's been begging me to do, and I said I would, like an asshole. Some guy's been begging me to do Push Comes to Shove, the song. And I said I would. But man, there's a lot going on there. You know, it's like, okay, here's one part. Here's the part that goes over that. Here's the other part that goes over those two. You know? And then I got to decide, well, what part are you going to play? I always think of, whenever I teach a lesson, I always think, especially if it's multiple guitar parts, how are you going to do this live? I don't know why I automatically go there, but I just do. But yes, different kind of truth album would be a fun one to do. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks for that. Margot Frank, I'm playing it for my freshman year talent show. Oh, hey, are there any tricks to the Live Without a Net performance that will help me be more accurate when I play it for my high school talent show? Yeah, look, you're gonna have to condense. You can't play the whole thing. What is that, like 20 minutes or some shit? 13 minutes? Dude, especially now, people's attention spans are short. Even when I was even as a, well, I'm 52 now, but even as a young guy, I was like, okay, a drum solo, if you can't say it in 2 minutes, I'm gonna go get a fucking beer. You know, I'm not gonna watch you fucking paradiddle your fucking ass off or whatever you do. I do like the Van Halen. Like, I like that Alex got his drum solo out of the way after like the third song. I always thought that was cool, but his solo was for fucking ever. Like, so from me to you, if you're gonna do a solo of any sort, unless you're that Anton O'Parin guy, fuck. Like, I knew he was a bit of a Gilbert clone. But then I saw some of him do some classical pieces. Fuck, and yeah, I don't really care for his vibrato, but that's neither here nor there. But his alternate picking, dude, and the classical piece that he did, I don't even know which one it was. What a fucking absolute beast! If you learn something like that, but could keep it down to 2 minutes, that's all you'd have to do the rest of your life and be done with it. You know what I mean? So my advice to you with Live Without a Net, take a 2 minute chunk, do that, and be able to, you'll get heckled. Either that or just get a band together and play 2 songs, play a song. Fuck. Freshman year talent show, I'd rethink your strategy. Night of the Crime lived in my tape deck of my 68 Mustang in the late 80s. The intro solo for Out for Blood, as you've done. Yeah, dude. I heard that. My friend had that album, and I wasn't as keen on it as I am now, because, I mean, there was a time in high school where I was like, there's clean guitars. I'd have 1 foot out the door. But if there's clean guitars, I'm like, okay, you're pushing it. Because for me, it always had to be volume up. It had to be metal, you know? But Night of the Crime is great. And you had a 68 Mustang. I had a friend that had a Mustang, and it got stolen from his front yard back in the day. You listen for Thank You is a ripper. Yeah, dude, I love Icon. Carl Albert was a stunning vocalist, only surpassed by Russell Anderson from Forbidden. Yeah, I'm a little the other way around. Only surpassed? Yeah, look, we'll have to argue on that one. Clifford and Wexler back together recording a new album, dude. Yeah, I heard that, but they can continue on from what they did back in fucking 88 or whatever. Like, music has changed, like metal has changed, you know? I don't know. I won't hold my breath. Like, how old is, let's say that Stephen Clifford is 55? He ain't going to be able to do that shit he did when he was a 20-something year old. And I don't know if you noticed this, but do you ever notice that, like, the old guys that can hit the really high notes, Steven Tyler, that bass player, they're thin guys. I don't know what it is, can belt it out. But like when you're a fat fucker, no, you can't. That's just an observation I've made. Any thin guy, like, can still hit the high notes. Okay, enough on my high note vibe. And we all know that Mike Patton is the fucking king. Winter halt music. In my opinion, I think that I'm push comes to shoves guy. Yeah. Oh, I'm happy to do it, but it's fuck. It's going to be a hard one. A little bit. Hey Doug, have you heard of Icefish, a progressive rock band with Virgin and Alex Argento? Check out the tune Revolution is badass. I'll check it out. Love the Live Without a Net solo lessons. Thanks, man. All good, Michael Easter. Have you seen Max Ostro? Yes. Goofy looking kid who is an absolute savage on guitar. Yeah. I'm in a Facebook chat with me, my friend Victor, who painted up the Victor, as you've seen him in videos. Ben Quirk, who comes in and does lessons every now and then, and Joshua Jones. And we're just chatting, throwing down memes. And yeah, Max Ostro he's been talked about quite a bit. And he's a fucked up unit. Like, to be 15 and that brutal on guitar, he should win all those contests. Yeah, that's it. Have you guys seen the new Brandon Ellis custom Jackson that he's got? Custom Kelly. 1 pickup, 1 volume knob, his crackle finish, and whatever. That guy, he's still, for me, he's the top. He's the top fucking guy. And it's because he's fucking badass, number one, but number two, he like, it's all good and dandy and shit to be able to play that shit live, but if you can fucking do the windmills and shit, like he's got stage presence and chops, and one doesn't dominate the other. That's why I love him. And his vibrato is wider than shit. It's like that. One note. You gotta love that. I'm telling you, if you're having issues right now with your playing, if you fucking, especially in metal, if you fix your vibrato, you can play slow. And that's great. You play fast and it's great. But if you're having problems with speed, and the only thing you can do, I mean, if you fix your vibrato, that kind of just takes care of everything else. Like listen to the solo in Ashes to Ashes by Faith No More. Nice and slow. Guy's got good vibrato. Done, you know? What's your favorite Van Hagar song? Oh, I hate to admit this. Why can't this be love? I'm kidding. I actually hate that song. But I hate everything off 5150. I just hate it all. But I do like Amsterdam, and it's that when I wanna know. I think that's a Mixolydian tinged vibe. That's why I like it. It's Mixolydian. Mixolydian is cool. Mixolydian is our friend. Let me see. Let me read. The Beethoven lick Eddie does is awesome and it's fun to play. Do you agree? The Beethoven lick. I don't know what the fuck that is. I'll say yes, just to keep the conversation moving. Now what? Now what do we talk about? I was gonna try to do a couple of not playthrough, just to jam over some music. Like I got this. Check this out. And I used it yesterday on the Sabbath. This is the JBL. I forget which one it is, but it's awesome. And I just put that on top of my little Fender G deck and played with that. So I was gonna do the first solo in Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd. And I might do that today. I might just do, I don't really feel like playing or teaching as such, but I don't know. I try to come up with 3 videos that I can drop on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and that covers me for the week. And I was also thinking about playing the back in both solos to AC/DC Back in Black, but with wide vibrato. Still might want to do that. I want to have fun. Sometimes teaching is not fun. So where are we? Lesson for solo for Black and Blue would be cool. Black and Blue sounds like a real bitch, especially the delay part. Yeah, delay thing will always be a timing. Black and Blue. I don't even know enough song. Is that off of a different kind of truth, or is that a different? I don't know what that is. Doesn't matter. Human Beings is probably my favorite Van Hagar song. Yeah, I don't even know how that one goes either. I share it if you are interested. It shows pure genius. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Just email me or something. I'm sure I've heard it. I'm just sure I don't really know that it's called is it the speed picking part? Is that the Beethoven part? Or does he actually rip off Beethoven? Anyway. Because I have heard him do something like that. Black and Blue is off OU812. Oh, geez. I think the song I like off that one is Source of Infection. And I definitely hate his tone. Yeah, I think his guitar tone on Diver Down is pure shit. Even though I do like Hang 'Em High is a great song. Like all the original songs are great, like Secrets, Hang 'Em High, that kind of thing. But you know, I'm a Jakey Lee or Randy. I think I know your answer. Yeah, Randy Rhoads. I think, and it's funny because I have to learn Bark at the Moon for guitar for release. Awesome. Yeah, I think that's the thing I've heard. But I off of Bark at the Moon, I really like Slow Down. Is that the break where it da 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 da? Yeah. Bark at the Moon's for me it's a weird album. I think it's kind of cartoony, like the artwork. My favorite Ozzy album is definitely Diary of a Madman. My favorite song is definitely Over the Mountain. I remember hearing that on the radio and just shitting myself. That was such a yeah. I was like, yeah, that's badass. Like the whole solo section, the whole song, great song. I love Over the Mountain. All right. How long have I been doing this? Probably too long. I'll go. Okay, it's 40 minutes. I'll go for an hour. Any other things you want to talk about? Want to talk about drum and bass? Do you want to talk about drummers? I love drummers. So we can talk about drummers for days. Show. Can you believe we live in a world without Randy and Edward? Crazy shit, man. I hope they are jamming. Yeah, I can believe in a world without everybody because you know what? People die. So I think once you can really kind of grasp that, you'll be all right. I'm going to die. You're going to die. Everybody dies. That's the one thing everybody has in common is they're born and they die. And they complain about having to do taxes for Australia and America. Fuck you, USA. I don't even live there anymore, and you still have me file a tax fucking return. So yeah, a bit annoyed at that. And now I've got to claim tax on my fucking YouTube channel now because they're calling it a second income. Like if it was a second income, I would hope to make more than what I'm making now. You know what I mean? It's fucking ridiculous. But whatever. So wait, I take that back. You're born, you pay taxes, then you die. And what you do in the middle of all that shit is your own business. Favorite, yeah, this is a fun game. Favorite Dawkin album. Favorite Dawkin album, I will say, is Tooth and Nail. Because I think I was about 16 or 17, and that's when I realized that what makes George different, even though I had Breaking the Chains, but what makes George different from every other guitar player is the vibrato. And that's when I locked into and I completely fucking ripped off George Lynch, vibrato wise. I was like, that's the key. And once everybody figures that out, there's gonna be a world full of George Lynch vibrato guys. And there ain't. I can count maybe 10 dudes that have like wide vibrato. That's fucking bizarre, dude. Whatever. I could go on and on and on about vibrato. That's kind of my thing. That is my thing. Like, yeah. Anyway, there's a so yeah. Dawkin favorite Dawkin album is yes, Tooth and Nail. Favorite track off that is probably Tooth and Nail. Also love You Just Got Lucky. Fuck. When I was in a band in high school and we played like 13 Van Halen songs, 9 Dawkins songs. Yeah, good times. And we just play house parties and shit. I'm sure my solos were bad. Fuck, they had to have been bad. Because I didn't have a teacher. I was learning on my own. And I was really legato and all I did was downstrokes and yeah, whole thing was going on there. But Neil Kernan, who mixed our album, the Alarm album called Circle's End, which is on YouTube, which is on Spotify, which is on iTunes. He mixed Under Lock and Key. And he also did Queensryche Rage for Order, which is, I love that album. Oh, fuck. So yeah, it was nice to be able to kind of video chat with him and talk about those things. And he told me he was gonna mix a Zappa album or he was gonna meet Frank Zappa or something. And I was like, fuck, and it didn't end up happening or whatever. But yeah, I think that's what he said. There's an MTV version of Best of Both Worlds you can find on YouTube. I know you don't like Sammy era too much, but they do a super cool version of Addicted to Love by Robert Palmer. Yeah. not Roy Palmer. But yes, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, look, it's not all doom and gloom with the bag and the Hagar. I did see the 5150 tour, I think maybe twice. Once for sure. I don't remember whether I saw him a second time. That was 1987. That would have been, yeah, the 5150 tour. And it looked exactly like that. Hello, New Halen. And I was drunk as fuck. It took one of the longest pisses of my life. Okay, Night Cafe, agreed. Good vibrato is essential. It makes your notes come alive and gives your playing a vocal quality. And if you rake the strings when you hit a note, I'm not going to get into what that is, but that's fun. That's fun. But yeah, like 95% of your problems would be fixed as a solo guitarist or when you're doing a guitar solo if your vibrato was on point. And by on point, I mean wide as fuck. You know. Uh-oh. Favorite drummers? Okay, this would be a good one. Favorite drummers. My all-time favorite drummer is Vinnie Colaiuta, who played with Zappa, who plays with Sting, who did a Megadeth album. He's a fucking freak. Hold on a minute. How much of the $1,800 for the Frankie replica is towards the paint and finish? Does it actually play like an $1,800 guitar? The one that Victor has that I played in videos way back? Yeah, that's a great guitar. That is a great guitar. If you had the chance to buy the Frankie for that price or any price, it's going to go up because he died. Buy one. Buy one immediately. If you got the money, buy one today. Yeah, that's a fucking out of all the Van Halen ones I've got and played. That $1,900, 1,800, whatever. That Frankie is great. I don't see the actual Frankie playing any better than that one, to be honest. Let's get back to drummers. Favorite drummers. Vinnie Colaiuta. Okay, but that's, but for metal, Alarum supported Obscura on their tour out here. Sebastian Lanzer, he is fuck. He's probably the best dude for fusion and death metal. Double bass, he's got all that shit down. Yeah, those dudes are on another level. If you don't have a good drummer, you're fucked. And unfortunately, out here in Australia, all good drummers are in at least 5 fucking bands, which is crazy. I've never seen such disloyalty, but what are you gonna do? I think Hannes Grossman is a fucking badass. I love drummers. I just love drummers. Sean Reinert. It's a shame that he died. Like, he kicked it all off, really, if you think about it. Gene Hoglan's badass. But if I'm messing around on YouTube, the one I tend to watch the most is going to be Vinnie Colaiuta, because he's just a freakazoid. Watch Chick Corea Tumba, Tumba. It's about an 11, 13-minute song. But that's just, and apparently that's his cocaine years. I don't give a shit. Like, dude, that's just some crazy shit. People, you watch the comments and they're in awe of how he puts out a cigarette while he's keeping the beat going. Dude, yeah, Vinnie Colaiuta is a badass. If you could find Vinnie Colaiuta and then some the Decapitation drummer, the first guy, the guitar player's brother who passed in an accident, he's badass. I just like fast double bass. I think blast beats are the widest. They're the opposite of funk. They're like, a blast beat is the opposite of groove, and I'd rather have groove than blast beats. But I think blast beat is like, oh, look what we can do. It's pretty shit. But we've got them in our songs, so whatever. But they're pretty dumb. Back for the Attack. Yeah, Dawkin album, Back for the Attack. Yeah, I listen to that a lot. Another good one is, and it doesn't even have George on it, is that Don Dawkin Up from the Ashes. Some great songs on that. Crash and Burn is a great song. Hey, do you like Ed's tone in 86? I think Eventide 949s sound amazing. 86. I'm going to say no. Is that where he was using like a pitch splitter to make it sound like a chorus? It sounds like the same fucking effect that Ozzy has on his voice. I don't know. Like, I do like chorus for clean sounds. I would rather a doubler than a chorus. That's a hard one, man. I don't know. I don't know. No, I think after Fair Warning, I'm more or less done, because especially at this point in time, even though I was like 12 when Fair Warning came out, like by then I was living in San Jose. You had Dawkin, you had Gary Moore, you had Icon, you had all these other, and then you had like the Shrapnel label releasing stuff as well. Yngwie Malmsteen was hot. Racer X was out. I was no longer really kind of looking to Ed. Ed kicked it all off, and then there were other dudes who just picked up the ball and went with it. So I was on to other dudes by this stage. Who is a Brazilian female vocalist you recommended on previous live streams? Brazilian vocalist. There's a jazz vocalist I listen to by the name of Basia, Basia, and she does like stacked backing vocals and like Wallace sound type jazz shit. She's amazing. There's another, the Brazilian one I can think of is Bebel Gilberto. That's just bossa nova type stuff. I love her, but only a few songs hither and thither. But she's worth checking out for sure. Do you tune effect on the 940? Yeah, I'm not. Do you enjoy subs? What, as in sub sandwiches, like sandwiches from sub, or subscriptions? I don't know. I enjoy the. I don't know what that means. Be more specific. I dig a lesson about keeping time in solos. The best players have a pocket groove, even in lead playing. I don't know. Just tap your foot. Like, you got to really know what you're playing over. I think that's it. People, like when people learn like a cover song, like I got to do. I think they just know it a bit, whereas I like to really, like, these songs that I'm doing in Aftershokers on the 23rd, I more or less know them. But I want to be able to, I mean, there's knowing a song, and then there's knowing it in a deeper way, to where you could headbang and still, you don't have to look at the neck anymore, and that kind of shit. That's kind of where I like to be. If we're playing a gig, I actually like to rehearse with my pedal board, because that's part of the the channel switching is out of control in Alarm. I'm doing that shoegaze stuff where it's like you're tap dancing on your pedal board, which I hate. That's why it'd be nice to just plug into a Sierra Tone Yeti, have it on metal the whole time, and just play some fucking songs. That's why I like doing this Aftershock shit, because we're doing Sabbath and Dio and Ozzy and Van Halen and Anthrax. And I mean, yeah, I don't want to say too much, because if you live in Melbourne, you should go to the show. It's at the 23rd, Friday the 23rd, on at the Bendigo Hotel in Collingwood. Now, but let me just recap on Michael Easter's question. Yeah, look, like, you just got to know the song so well that it's second nature. You know what the drum fill is doing, like, you know what the bass line sounds like, and not only that, but if you're playing live, yeah, look, the fun thing about guitar is that it doesn't always have to be work. Like, jamming over backing tracks is probably the best way you're going to learn, especially if you're half improvising on stage. Yeah, I don't know if that helped. I don't think I really added too much more to that info, but yeah, it's just, see, I'm sick of talking about me, and yet here I am, 55 minutes on a live stream. Doug, since you were a Bay Area dude as thrash was becoming popular, did you hit any legendary Ruthie's Maccabee Stone thrash gigs? Yes, I saw Exodus at the Stone in San Francisco. I saw Testament on the New Order tour. Early Slayer Metallica, no. I was really late to Slayer because I hated their solos. But now that I understood, like, Rain and Blood is my favorite album. Testament I saw at the Omni. They had Primus support, and it was the New Order tour. I saw Anthrax support Kiss at the Warfield during their Among the Living tour. I think I was 19, which would have been 1988. That was good. And they rushed the songs, and Charlie's feet were fucking flying. Love Charlie Benante, by the way, as you were talking about drummers. I love Nikki D as well when Nikki D was in King Diamond. Forbidden, we saw a lot. So we saw Twisted in the Form at the Stone. No, we didn't. We saw Forbidden play. Yes, we saw Forbidden play at the Stone. We've seen Forbidden play at the Omni, and afterward, me and this was with Tim Calvert, rest his soul, rest in peace. Me and Scott, we were in a band called Sinister Sam, and as soon as the Forbidden gig would end, we would run up to Craig Lucicero, who's also on my Lo Cicero, who's also on my Facebook, and we just fucking hound him. How'd you get signed? What'd you do? And we just hound him with every question under the sun. And we got to support, Sinister Sam supported Forbidden that I can recall twice. Once was at the Cactus Club in San Jose, and there's actually video of that I've posted, or no, I didn't post, but it's on YouTube somewhere, and you could see the Twisted into Form backdrop while we're on stage playing. And we supported them at the Omni in Oakland, and we had Pete Marino, vocalist for Cacophony. He did our sound that night, and he was able to tap into some, like, our sound was fucking huge. And I was using an Ampeg SS140C solid state head, but we were running, remember those BBE Sonic Maximizers? Our sound was fucking ferocious, and we played to a pretty awesome crowd that night. So we were stoked, and we opened with a few bars of Welcome Home by King Diamond, because that was our thing, is that we'd open with another band's song, and then, like, somewhere in the intro, we'd morph it into one of ours, and that's how we'd start the show. That shit went over a treat. But anyways, yes, I forgot your question, but yeah. Doug, are you playing anywhere? Okay, I'm going to go up and read some of these. Do you enjoy subs? If you're talking about subscriptions, yes. Unfortunately, I check my subscriptions at least once a day, and I get a little bit sad if I lose subscribers, which is dumb. I shouldn't. Doug, Jason Tong, are you playing anywhere in Melbourne coming up? Yes, I am. I've been talking about it earlier. If I could drop the flyer in the comment section, I would. Yes, Bendigo Hotel. I'm in a cover band, a metals cover band with a bunch of different, like Den from Espionage, some people out of the dude out of Trigger, just a whole bunch of different bands. I'll put it in the community section on my channel, and I think I already have. But yes, we're playing Friday, April 23rd, 2 sets, because it goes for I think 2 hours and 10 minutes. So we're going to have Rautism support, and then we play for an hour, have like a half-hour break, probably for people to drinky. And then another hour. I'm singing lead vocals on 3 songs. I'm playing drums on 1 song. I'm playing rhythm guitar on 3 songs. And that's it. I love singing lead, although you probably don't know that, but I do. So this will be exciting for me. I'm singing one Van Halen song, I'm singing an Anthrax song, and I'm singing a Sabbath song. And it's not Sign of the Southern Cross. I don't want to give anything more away. I think I've said too much already. Thank you. All right. I know the Bendigo. Yeah, Bendigo and Collingwood, walking distance from the Tote. Ever go today on the green? Yes. Yes, I did. And it was me and a couple of friends. And I think we were out of high school. I think it was maybe 1988. Don't quote me on that. But it was the year that I think Motley Crue headlined. I've been to a couple, I think. But the one I'm talking about started in the daytime as per usual. I don't remember where it was at. Outdoors somewhere. The weather was always, and we were smoking weed. I'm not a good weed smoker, but whatever. I was with some friends that had weed, and we were fucked. And it was Whitesnake. I know Whitesnake was on the bill, and Vivian Campbell was there, and he hit probably the highest note I've ever heard in my life. But I was also high as shit, so I don't know if that's true or not. But he was playing his like blue guitar with the polka dots. He's playing that one. Who would the other guitar player would have been? What, Adrian Vandenberg? I don't know. That's the only thing I can really remember. Is I'll have to look back at that and find out who else was on the bill. But yeah, it was a good show. We left during the Motley Crue because I don't know, Motley Crue. As much as I do like Mick Mars, I'm not big on Motley Crue. Sorry. I do think that if I like an album of Motley Crue's, it would probably be Shout at the Devil, because at least there was some dark vibes going on there. And Looks to Kill is a great song. Too Young to Fall in Love is a great song. I think Vince Neil's vocals kind of great on my ear. It's very shrill, and it's girl metal, you know. And I hope that doesn't sound sexist, but I mean, they were kind of there for the pussy. I mean, what band isn't? But you know, I'm a guitar player, there to impress other guitar players who fucking cross their arms. I don't know. The world is a weird place. Ever go to Day on the Green? Yes. Cool story is I grew up on the wrong coast, as I am 55 and would have been living at those gigs. Craig Licicero is such a cool fucking dude and killer guitarist. Yeah, he's a really nice guy. Forbidden came out here in Australia. They played in Melbourne. They played at a place called, it's no longer here. It was called The Prague. And it was in Thornbury. And it was, it's really cold out here now. The weather has turned to shit. Here, let me show you. And they played a place called Welcome to Thornbury. No, they played a place called The Prague. Look at this weather. Just fucking dismal. I'm going to have to close this now because the wind is starting to bring rain into the... Jesus. Anyway. Where was I? You got me off track. Yeah, and they played at the Prague, and I was able to introduce my wife, who's Australian, to Craig, and Craig was like, "Well, you're going to introduce me to your wife?" He was always, I think I'm a year older than him, but he always came off as like this wise person, and I always looked up to Craig, and I still do. So yeah, it was just nice that he was still teaching me things. Even how to be, even manners, which is funny. But I remember when he played for Death on he toured with Death on their European tour as their second guitarist. And I was so fucking jealous. Oh my God. I was like, you motherfucker, I want to play in Death, even though I don't think I knew any of the songs. But yeah, I like Craig. But what do you think of Simon Hosford covering the entire Van Halen one album? Yeah, he nailed it. He nailed it. So there's two guys in Melbourne who are the top two guys, more or less. They are Brett Garsted's here, and when Brett Garsted can't do a gig, he calls one of these guys, and they are Simon Hosford and James Ryan. Those are the dudes. Those are the two guys. They get the killer gigs. They're in the part of that fucking that that area that's just they're pros at what they do. I've seen the Simon Hosford thing. He nails the tone. He nails Ed's playing. He shouldn't have wore a fucking beanie like I'm doing now because I'm a bald fucker like he is. But yeah, he nails it. I think he lives I think he lives down the street from me, but I don't know him well enough to like be pals with him. So yeah, but great job. And I think now he does a lot of he's a musical director for like whatever musicals come to town, like whatever plays and shit come to town, like Rocky Horror and that kind of thing. He is the music director, and he's given my friend Rob Brenz, who does the Racer X stuff with him. He was in Alarm, so that's my connection. But yeah, he fucking nails it. I showed Joshua Jones, and Joshua Jones is like, yeah, that's the shit right there. But yeah, those dudes, like Simon used to be in a fucking Dream Theater cover band with Virgil Donati. So he's one of those guys. I think he played on a Virgil Donati, not cover album, but on a Virgil Donati album. Those two guys are working are working musicians, and I think they both did in the early, I don't know, late '90s, '97. They both toured with Colin from Men at Work, and they did like big tours and shit. So, and James Ryan lives way out in the fucking near Cranbourne, and Simon I think is just right down the street. But are we? We're not friends though. I can't hang out with him or nothing. Closest I've seen to Ed's playing Antone. Yeah. That's what I hear. Totally. Is that it? I've gone 7 minutes past my cafe. The thoughts on John Sykes vibrato. Have you heard his new tune, "Dawning of a Brand New Day"? No, but I probably will after this conversation. Yeah, boy. Do I go till 1:15? Whoever answers me is what I'll do. Do I leave now or do I leave at 1:15? Or do I leave in 8 minutes? Because I think it's time to wrap it up. And I got to start filming something as well. So I'll change my shirt. Yeah, I'll leave on a high. Thoughts on John Sykes vibrato, and have you heard his new tune? Oh, here we go. Dude, those SS 140Cs you guys had, I still listen to Catfish Gumbo, Paul Gilbert's intense rock fluence your solos. Oh, dude. Yeah. Hey, Sonny Chump. I was talking to, oh, fuck, Catfish. Yeah, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they wanted to know something about alternate picking, and I said, all you need is the first Paul Gilbert Intense Rock 1 video, because that's where I'm totally ripped off. If you see somebody do something and you like it, you take it. So I ripped off a lot of Eddie Van Halen's 3-note string concepts. I ripped off all the Paul Gilbert 3-note string stuff. Some of Yngwie's smaller sweeps, some of Jason Becker's larger sweeps. And yeah, and I told this guy, yes, so you only need Paul Gilbert's Intense Rock 1, especially that alternate picking staple. Na 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 na. That'll send you on your way. And then you need the second video of Vinnie Moore's. I don't even know what it's called, but he shows you all these single string patterns to work on, and if you can get those two things happening, you're on your way. What thickness picks do you use? Lol. I should have some in my back pocket. And I do. I've got a whole thing of them, to be honest. Actually, I'll show you that. I hoard guitar picks. So that right there is full of the Oltex Jazz 3s. So that's what they look like. And that's what they are. So I usually have a couple in my back pocket, a couple in my wallet, and I'll still be at a friend's house or something, and I'll still forget to and I still can't find a pick. Oh, and another thing, a lot of people want to know what these are. Well, you should be able to see it. Okay, you see that right there? There you go. This is called a pick wedgie, and all it is you take it out, and you take your, excuse me as I grab a couple of picks. And obviously what they do is you wedge this in between a couple of your strings, and then you lovingly put 2 guitar picks on both sides like this, and it goes between 2 strings. And that way, if you drop a pick, you just go bam, jangle, jangle, jangle. But I buy these off eBay. I like 10 of them at a time, and then just chuck them all over the thing. Okay. Anything else? Any albums we need to cover? Any players we need to cover? Anything that you want to say or do or anything? Ooh. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. This would be a good time. So I was thinking, I like promoting. Ooh, and I got to quickly talk to you about Tori Slusher as well. And I think I have on my community channel. I like to promote other, for fuck's sake. No, I ain't going to do it now. I'll wear this shirt in the video. But I did a video not too long ago, and I told people, hey, if you're in a band, send me your shirt and I'll wear it in the videos. So thinking that I just get a wave. Nah, not at all. But I did get a band called Prohibitor to send me. They sent me 2 shirts and they fit really well because I'm a bit fat. I got to kind of hide. But yeah, they sent me 2 shirts. They fit well. They slim me down a bit, and I'm going to wear them in the next videos that I make, probably today. But yes, so that's Prohibitor. Also, just quickly, there is a girl on my Facebook named Tori Slusher, and she does a lot of the comping with the left hand and a lot of solos with the right hand. She's really fucking good. I actually think I met her on an Alan Holdsworth group on Facebook, and she's a really good player. So she has her own YouTube channel. That's what I should do. I'm going to quickly hop over into YouTube, find her channel, because you should check her out. And she's Southern. She only has 416 subscribers, which is bullshit. She's a very, very talented musician. I don't look. I don't know which one to show you. Look, she's got a few. Hold on. I wonder if this is gonna. Anyways, she's funny. She chucks on sunglasses and sits on a bed and plays guitar. She is definitely a talent, and you should all check her out. I'm trying to, yeah. I like to use my channel to, I did it with Joshua Jones, and hopefully people saw that. And now I'm doing it with Tori Slusher. You anywhere near those goddamn terrifying funnel spiders, dude? Number one reason I'm never going to Australia. Fuck that. I think Sydney funnel webs are. Dude, I've never seen the closest thing I've seen to any sort of dangerous animal would be like a fucking black widow in a spot where black widows are going to be. Every now and then you'll get a huntsman spider, and they are pretty quick. But I don't know. With spiders, I leave them alone because they eat other things. So, and I won't kill a spider. My wife will. She'll fucking kill them like there's no tomorrow. I just kind of like leave them alone, And now that I wear a CPAP mask, I'm not afraid of one going into my mouth. So, yeah, there's where we're at. There's where we're at, kids. Watch Tori Slusher. Okay, it's 11:30 on Sunday out here, 11:30 in the morning. I think I'm going to maybe go pee and maybe work on these songs a little bit. Did you ever see Van Halen live? Yes. When I was 15, I saw 1984 tour. And it was at the San Francisco Cow Palace. And somebody threw a fucking M80 near Dave's head. They stopped. I think it was on fire, but they stopped the song, and he's like, we'll leave. I was fucking shitting my pants. He's like, bring that guy up here now and I'll kick his ass. Crowd went wild. Then they started On Fire again, which I loved. So yeah, I saw that tour. And it's funny because like 6 months before that, it was either 6 months before that or 6 months after that, I also saw Stevie Ray Vaughan in Fresno, California. That was good. Fuck, he played for so long. And that was the first time I got proper drunk. That was my hold on a minute. I'm not done with my story. You can't just say that you saw Van Hagar 3 times, and I'm not even done with my Stevie Ray Vaughan story. Yeah, I was 15, and that was with my sister's husband and his friend, and man, they got me drunk. They got me drunk as shit. Anyways, let me see what this says. I'm joking, dude. I saw Van Hagar 3 times. Oh wait, I'm not even done with. So then, okay. So then I saw them 5150 tour, and then the last time I saw them, I think, was out here at the Stone Music Festival with Aerosmith, and Aerosmith were better. And I hate saying that. Well, I take that back. Steven Tyler was a better vocalist than Roth. And what have I told you about the skinny vocalists? They can still hit. They played Dream On, and Steven Tyler hit all that shit. It was amazing. And then yeah, that was so. I've seen Van Halen 3 times, and I wished that I'd seen them earlier. But I would have been a kid. In '78, I was 9 years old, and I was too into Kiss to know about Van Halen. I saw Motorhead at a roller skating rink in Nunawading. That's good. I like that. I did see Motorhead. I saw Elvis when I was 6. I thank my grandmother for that. She's at least, forward thinking. And I bought, I wonder if I could find this. We bought a poster and a tour guide. How much money would that shit be worth now? And I don't know where that stuff is. I mean, fucking hell, Hopefully it's in storage somewhere. I still have Kiss dolls, but I can't sell those because I cut their fucking hair. I'm like, that doesn't look like Ace Frehley's hair. And I tried to make it look like Ace Frehley's hair. And yeah, that went bad. That went pear-shaped. Fuck. I'm at 118. Do I take it to an hour and a half of pure talking? Well, I guess if you guys don't interact, I'll cut this shit off. Probably already said too much anyways. But we got to keep it fun, don't we? Yeah, I'll go. You ever see Priest? Yes. I saw Dawkin in Priest in 87, I believe. I've seen Dawkin maybe 4 times, 2 times supporting Judas Priest. And fuck, that's when Halford would have been riding the motorcycles up on stage. Yes. You going to do Johnny Bean's show again? If they asked, yeah, I'd do Johnny Bean's show. I think I'm popular enough, to be honest. Me too with Dawkin. Yeah, Kiss versus the Phantom. Thoughts? Yeah, I got thoughts. When did that come out? Whenever it came out, it was, they played it on television. I was a kid, but we didn't have a VCR. So you know what I did? I audio tape. I had a little tape recorder. I audio taped the TV show. Yes, it was dumb. Yes, it was shit. Um, I bought this one of the last few times I was in the States when DVDs were still a thing. I bought this $20 Kiss. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it had everything. And on one of the CDs, they had the whole Kiss Meets the Phantom of the opera or whatever the fucking whatever it was called. But I was always into Ace. I don't know. I was actually going to get Ace here, and then somebody at work said that he was a bit of a racist, and that just kind of put me off a bit. Let me hear what Beano One Eye. Do I know you in real life? Camberwell sold some black custom V to a dude after the gig, and he sold it to girl 30 years later. Beano One Eye. Do I know you in real life? Have we met? Camberwell, Campbell. Is Beano One Eye? Fuck. He lives in Melbourne somewhere. Priest and Dawkin was 86 for the Turbo Tour. So I'd have been 17. Yeah, I went to that. Chris and Pelletieri. Yeah, he's fast as fuck. Very Yngwie oriented, and now he's, I think, a born again Christian. My friend Glenn Sobel, who plays in Alice Cooper on drums. Yeah, he was in Chris and Pelletieri. So that's the connection there. And every time Glenn comes out with Alice Cooper, we'll hang out. It's funny. Yeah, Glenn's a good guy. I've known him for 20 plus years. Seen Dawkin 3 times, each time major PA malfunction. Big brown projectile vomited. Wow. You must have been sick or drunk the night before. I saw Dawkin at a place in the Bay Area called Great America. So they played it at like a Disneyland kind of thing. Great America's was like an amusement park place. And they wouldn't let Don Dawkin swear, so he couldn't say fuck. And so instead, there's like, oh, we got to be able to express ourselves, but instead of saying bad words, we'll just say blue. So he's like, yeah, blue you, man. The color blue was his fuck for the night. And they were actually supporting the band Loverboy. And that drummer for Loverboy, he was fucking a beast. Like, we didn't stay for Loverboy. As soon as Dawkin ended, we were leaving. But as we were walking to the car, I could hear just this drummer, like, I forget his name, but the drummer for Loverboy for that period of time, 80s, was a fucking beast, even though their songs were, everybody is working for the weekend. Still a good song, but, you a Ty Tabor KX fan? No, I missed the boat on that one, I'm afraid. I know that he's a good guitar player, and I know that King's X is a good band, but there are just some bands I just missed. And I was living with a friend, Sean Washabaugh, who was a year older than me, but he bought everything that came out. So it wasn't only rock and metal. He'd buy like new age and jazz and fusion. He just bought everything. He must have spent thousands on cassette tapes and CDs and that kind of a thing. But he was always cranking them. And I really liked that bass player's voice. And I thought the guitar player was cool, but that's kind of as far as it went. It didn't make me want to I should buy this album. So yeah, I'll go back and listen to, but I'm also not a huge fan of like blues rock type of shit. I'm not. That's kind of not my thing. But I respect him as a musician and a guitar player and as a songwriter. So there's definitely no hate there, but there's just some bands, you missed the boat. I missed the boat on Slayer for fucking ages. I missed the boat on King Diamond. What's the fucking Abigail? My friends were listening to it in 87, 88, and I started listening to it maybe 5 years ago, and now I'm kicking myself going, And my friends even told me back then, they're like, dude, because I liked them. And they're like, if you like them, you will also like Abigail. And I'm like, not interested. And then I listened, like A Mansion in Darkness. That is such a fucking great song. But, you know, and yeah, I like King Diamond. I met you at Cranny Music Blackburn quite a while back. Cool. Right down the street. Beano One Eye, do you know about that gig at the Bendigo Hotel? Go. Saw Dimebag buy a 50-watt Marshall in, I think, 1985. Rickin' Rockin' Robin guitar shop in Houston. That's cool. We went to a signing when they released Far Beyond Driven, and we were using those. Me and the other guitar player for Sam were using DSS 51, the Ampeg solid state amps, which they were crushing back then. And if you fucking, it had built-in chorus and reverb, but the chorus, it did sound like a King Diamond album. It really did. They were ferocious. And so when I got to get my poster signed or my album or whatever by Dimebag, I'm like, yeah, dude, we use, solid state heads as well and this kind of shit. And then later on in the night, we were hanging out, want to meet or whatever. I'm like, I got to go to work. And I had to leave the group. And then I found out the group hung out with them, went back to their hotel. And I was like, motherfucker. So yeah, but there was no partying going on. It was like one of their off nights, so there was no drinking. But just to know that I blew it. There's been a couple times when I've left something early, and or have just, like I could have seen Mr. Bungle in Dream Theater and the Deli Creeps, which had Buckethead in it. Nah, didn't go to that because I had to work the next day, and I just figured out they'll be around again. So hate myself for that. I could have gone to Death Human Tour. I didn't do that. Regretting that. Now, there's been a few that I've knocked back, and then and the one I also hate is Life, Sex, and Death Played. And the front man, Stanley's the best front man fucking ever. And yeah, I knocked that back as well. So I'm regretting a few of my musical life decisions. So me and my wife are like, we just have vowed we will never, ever do that again. So the minute we hear of anything coming out to Australia, we automatically just book the tickets, whether we can afford them or not. So I was happy to see Prince before he died. That was good. Seen Lady Gaga twice. She puts on a good show. Don't fucking hang shit either. Open your fucking minds, you jackasses. And yeah, so whenever anybody good comes out, or what we feel is good, we'll buy tickets like right then and there. I think Peter Gabriel was going to come out. We were going to go and see him. Let me read some of these. He ripped. Yeah, he did. Are you still on Google Street Maps out front of that guitar shop playing your guitar? I have no idea if I am or not. I don't know. Took me nearly 3 years to finally like King. Always loved the music, but his falsetto still makes my ass pucker at times. Yeah, I get it. I understand. Like, the first time I heard it, I was like, dude, that's Frankie Valli singing over metal. This is fucking dumb. But then, I don't know. I guess you get into, I guess, what he looks like, the lyrical content, the album covers, and it just takes you to a place, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't, like, his voice doesn't bother me anymore. So, and now I love it. Yeah, dude, love the Collingwood sticky carpet scene. I don't know what that means. Sticky carpet scene. Also sat next to Steve Vai at Rock and Robin Guitars mid-'80s. He was testing out a Scholl's Rockman. I remember those things. Steve Vai is an interesting character. I liked him in Zappa. I knew about him before he made it big on his own. Like, I don't know, listening to Frank Zappa, and back then it was all albums. This is pre-CD, so you just, you open the album up and I'd go to my sister's house because they were considerably older than me, and I'd put on headphones and grab a Zappa album and just listen to the albums and read the lyrics. And yeah, so I knew who Vi was, and the music was fucking trippy, so I liked it. I missed Death as well. Biggest regret of all. Oh, I did see also Forbidden. So I did see Death. I saw the individual Thought Patterns tour, but it didn't have Andy LaRocque um, on lead guitar. It was just a friend of Chuck's. Like after the gig, he walked by. I'm like, dude, and he burned. I think he used like a camo. He had like a camo uh, Ibanez or Charvel or some shit. Don't know his name. Here we go. But yeah, he burned. I'm like, how the fuck did you get this gig? And he's like, yeah, well, I'm a friend of Chuck's, and Chuck asked if I want to do it, and I said yes. And yeah, the guy was good. Vinny Colaiuta. I did see. I saw Paul Simon and Sting tour, and saw Vinny Colaiuta, and I think. What's that chick bass player's name? Taj Mahal. No, I forget her name, but I think she was on the side of stage, and when they'd flip sets back and forth, Vinny came out. We were on the side, and Vinny came out and was like hugging on her and stuff. I think that's who that was. I couldn't tell, but side of stage, that's what it looked like. Vinny Colaiuta toured with Holdsworth in '88. Fuck, that would have been amazing. San Antonio, Texas show, a must hear. It was fucking out of this world. I wonder if there's any bootlegs of that. Yeah, Vinny Colaiuta, his ghost notes are fucked. Like even his stuff on Joe's Garage is crazy. He's a nutball for sure. Abigail gave me nightmares when I first bought the cassette. Weird Dreams. Yeah, dude. When I first heard them in the car, my friend, I was at work. He goes, "Come out to the car." Well, I worked at a pizza place. I worked at Round Table Pizza in San Jose, and he goes, "Come out to the car," and I was a bit scared of because I knew that he was quote unquote satanic or whatever. So that kind of put me off a bit. And then just like the beginning with the dialogue with the he's here or she's here and all that and the weird fucking voices and shit, I was scared. And then that little intro stops and then the and I was like, holy fuck, the music is just great. And grandma, yeah, I was pretty hooked after hearing that. It didn't take me long. There's some really good songs off of that album. But yeah, it was kind of scary. One of the most underrated guitarists is Chris Oliva from Sabotage, in my opinion. Yeah, I've heard that as well. I just don't know what to listen to, and I'll tell you why I don't get into Sabotage. It's that fucking singer. It's that singer. I'll try, but even Hail of the Mountain King or whatever, like that his vocals drive me fucking nuts. It's like Kirk Hammett vibrato on a voice. I can't do that, man. There's just certain things that I will accept, and there are certain things I cannot handle. So if there is a hell, that guy will be singing in my hell. Have you ever played a Charvel Satchel Signature Pro Mod DK? Are they any good? No, I haven't. Charvels are good guitars. I mean, Charvel, like, dude, they're all good guitars. It just really depends on what you like. And just, I've been using Ibanez since I was, fuck. Is it the 550? I had a blue 550. There was the blue one, the yellow one, the red one, and the black one. The black one had a maple neck. Yeah, I'd say early teens, and I just never really stopped using them. So that's why I'm such an Ibanez. And now that I play 7 strings, I mean, they did it first, and now I only play more or less. I only play the Universe, except for the Bumblebee, which you know is a 7620. I will not do that again. What kind of music do you like outside of metal? Now we're going somewhere. This held for reviews. What? John Oliva. Does he? You don't take your word for it. John Oliva rule. Look, does he? Does he rule? I mean, if you could show me a song where he rules, I don't know, man. Horses for courses, you know. But then again, I think King Diamond rules. So what are you going to do? What kind of music do you listen to outside of metal? Good question. Who brought that up? Rob J, you are my hero. Uh, at work, because because where I work is pretty monotonous. It's cool because at work I put the speaker on a pallet, grab a pallet jack, and then I listen to drum and bass. And so I listen to drum and bass at work, and the reason why is because uh, it's all more or less the A man break beat, which is fine. And I think the BPMs are in the between 170 to 180 category. It keeps you moving, and I like that. And because I like jazz, I also like the jazz elements that they have in that, and because I like really big bass sounds, um, I listen to it and I love it, and a lot of that stuff is also they have a sense of humor because they put a lot of samples in, and because drum and bass is rave culture and dropping ecstasy and dancing until your fucking legs fall off. There's always like samples of people either talking about drugs or hinting about drugs or psychedelic vibes, and I just think it's funny and I enjoy that stuff. I enjoy a sense of humor in music, even in metal. So I listen to a lot of drum and bass at work. I like the Steely Dan catalog quite a bit, especially like the Gaucho era and greatest hits kind of thing. I like Prince. Um, I love bossa nova and I love gypsy jazz as well. I think the gypsy jazz guitar players are probably they're right up there with the classical, the flamenco, not the classical guitar like Segovia and shit like that. I think I think gypsy jazz guitar playing is probably the most fucked up shit because A, it's still jazz, B, it's still up tempo, and C, there's a lot of improvisation going on, and you got to be able to change the scales with the keys at a pretty fast fucking pace. I find that to be like it's mesmerizing. Like the gypsy jazz dudes are fucked up. Are fucked up like that. There's a video clip. Let me find it for you. I've decided we're going for 2 hours. Fuck it. I'm opening YouTube and another thing, and we're gonna find. I think his name is. It's Jimmy Rosenberg doing Limehouse Blues. Jimmy Rosenberg, Limehouse Blues. Limehouse Blues. So this motherfucker, this is amazing. They're in a hotel. The drummer is playing. He's playing brushes on a fucking stack of fucking phone books. And I think the other guy is Frank Vergnola. He's playing like the. Anyway, I grabbed you the link. Watch that. I dare you to watch that. And they're in a hotel, two acoustic guitars, and a guy with brushes playing on a stack of phone books. And the beginning is nice and slow, and then they speed up. And this fucking Jimmy Rosenberg dude is jamming his fucking ass off. So when I hear people talk about, sweeps and shit, these gypsy jazz dudes were doing sweeps before, arpeggios and sweeps before any other fucking, way pre-Yngwie for sure. So, dude, that's fucking crazy. So yeah, in my hierarchy, you got probably Holdsworth at the top. You can even interchange that with the gypsy jazz guys, and then under that you got the bebop dudes. I don't know, and the classical guys, and then metal's up there as well. But yeah, I like listening to. I just like listening to good music. Um, John Oliva fucking rules. Same here. Had the blue fit 550 and been using Ibanez for over 35 years, but think about trying new things. Yeah, give Charvel a crack. Depends on how much you want to spend, really. You know what I'd like after I get all the other 7 strings? I'd like the Jason Becker numbers guitar, but in a 7 string. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, Jason Becker, fuck. I saw him live and he did the yo-yo thing and it was fucking great. I love Jason Becker. Was about to ask about jazz. Yeah, we could talk about jazz but it depends on the jazz, you know? I got my little parameters in my head, and if they don't tick the boxes, then I can't listen to it. I think I'd prefer, but I do love Latin. I think I like Latin jazz more than jazz. So I like that. There's like a spicy vibe to there, but it can only be like I'm not into the ballads. I'm into up tempo kind of shit. So yeah, I love Latin jazz a lot. But I also love bossa nova as well, which is like way laid back and the like the girl from Ipanema and shit like that. Um, um, I like Pat Metheny's stuff quite a bit. That's nice and relaxing. But if it gets too out there, like Miles Davis, and it sounds like 3 dudes playing 3 different songs, or 4 dudes, or however many, yeah, it can kind of grate on my nerves a little bit. The Dan ask about jazz. Listening to Strange Wings or 24 Hours Ago off of Hall of the Mountain King. Can't believe you dig Clifford's Hides, but you don't like Oliva. Yeah, it's my opinion. I don't have to fucking like everything you like. You don't have to like everything I like. Listen, I'll try. But as much as I like Clifford's Highs, I think this Carl Albert from Vicious Rumors had the strongest fucking voice. I would rather hear listen to Lady Took a Chance. He hits a high F sharp. But I was also into Flotsam and Jetsam and Eric A.K., who sang for them, especially on No Place for Disgrace. And I think the album afterward, I really dug that guy's voice. Yeah, I mean, and Jeff Tate for Queensryche. I don't know what it is with dudes and like fastest guitar players and highest hit vocals, but there's definitely like a competitive vibe to that. But like I said earlier on today, just write a good song. Doesn't even have to have solos, you know? Just write a good fucking song and employ a bit of good vibrato, and you'll be fine. The rest will fucking happen. Carl, Albert, and Vicious Rumors were wicked. Bay Area metal rules. Yeah. Fuck, I think one of my first club going gigs was like Death Angel and Forbidden or something like that at the Mountain View Theater. It was definitely Death Angel. But yeah, I've been lucky. If you haven't checked out Coltrane album from 1962, yeah, I'm afraid to. I'm afraid to. But I'm also always looking for new music to listen to, and going back to the stuff that I missed. So I should probably also listen to King's X, shouldn't I? But there's so much stuff, and if you want, send me some links, or if there's a comment section below, send me links because I need to listen to new stuff. I'm always trying to keep my brain engaged with new music and new material I haven't heard yet. I also want to record my own drum and bass album. So kind of sticking within the parameters of double bass because there are rules, you know, but then just adding like natural sounds like a river or birds and then also when the chorus is coming up and this kind of shit, just opening it up like Devin Townsend style and just having walls and walls and walls of sound and choirs and fucking different melodies and that kind of shit. I don't think what I'm hearing in my head hasn't been done yet. I don't think. See, Eric Dew says this as you read with me. Hey, brother, remember the rock gardens? Yeah. I used to practice on the second floor. You were down the hall from Invicta. Yes, I do remember that quite a bit. Sinister Sam was one of my favorite Bay Area bands. Yeah, look, that's like my benchmark band I've been in. Um, that was so much fun because we got to wear what we wanted. We got to write what we wanted, which is the way it should be. Like we were heavily influenced by Mr. Bungle and Frank Zappa, but we also liked shred guitar and staying in key and sweeps and fucking like guitar trickery. Um, and me and Scott had the same exact guitars. We had EMG 81s in both the neck and bridge, straight into our Ampeg heads. Except Scott always had more money than me because he was working at he just was making bank. The motherfucker bought he bought an IntelliFX. I forget who makes that, but which is like, you boost, and we use that in the studio as well, but you boost solos and all that. I didn't have that. I just had the pedal board that came with the amp. So there was no boosting of any sort. You just had a reverb and a chorus and a channel switching. And a lot of the times I had to hit two fucking buttons with the one foot. But yes, I had fun in Sinister Sam. And you know what? I'm gonna give you guys a gift because you've hung out with me for an hour and 46 minutes, and this all 13 of you. I'm gonna find you really good. I'm gonna find you two good Sinister Sam songs. We recorded at Prairie Sun Studios in Katati, where all the Shrapnel dudes did their stuff. We met Michael E. Firkins there. He was a really nice guy. So this one is this is off our demo. It's called Tan Man. And this was our second demo called Picklehead Willie. And there you go. Check that out. Now, what I'll do is I'll find you a live version of the same exact song where a biker chick in the audience licked my butthole on stage. And I was wearing a kilt, I think, that night. And if this is gross, you're not wrong. But yeah, and I told her not to, and she defied my orders to not lick my butthole on stage. She did anyways. So yeah, woo, rock and roll. There ain't gonna be no butthole licking going on in hip hop. You're not gonna go to a fucking Jay-Z concert and see a girl make out with his butt. But in rock and roll, you're gonna see that. Hey brother, remember the rock? Okay, so the Rock Gardens, for all those that did not live in the Bay Area, I think it used to be a Salvation Army, and they gutted it, and then they put small rooms in it, and it was basically, I don't know, 30 rooms, 30 rooms or less, and they were rehearsal rooms that you rented on a monthly basis, and you had your own, you paid the rent, and you had your own room, you left your gear there, there was a lock on the door, yada yada. Sometimes bands' rooms were broken into. Yeah. So it was, you meet other bands, you play shows with other bands. And the cool thing about the Rock Gardens is that it was walking distance from the Cactus Club. So a lot of the times we'd do a show, we'd get off stage, we'd actually either pack cars and shit and drive back to the Rock Gardens, which would have been like a 2-minute drive at most, or we just wheel our shit back into our studio, lock it up, go back to the Rock Gardens, and then just commence to getting fucked up. So that was great. Rocktron. Okay, now let me just read from favorite bands. Ampeg's Rocktron. I remember it. Rocktron and IntelliFX, yes, was at that show. What show were you at, Rob J? If you haven't checked out Coltrane, you were at Coltrane album from '62? Anyway. Good times, great classic hits. Music. It's the one thing I love more than anything. If I could record every day, I would. If I could Testament 89. Oh, was that at the Omni with Primus? Primus supported. So yeah, Primus and Testament. I'm telling you, man, growing up as a metalhead in the Bay Area was fucking mwah. And all your friends were metalheads, and you dressed like a metalhead. You wore your concert shirts. I'm still doing that now. We played with Kill the Client, who I believe are from Texas. They're a Texas grindcore band. We played with them in Toulouse, France, at this club, which wasn't even a club. It was just a fucking house in the middle of Toulouse somewhere. It was the most surreal experience I've ever had in my life. Like dirt floor kind of shit, dogs roaming around the club. Where the fuck? Like, and we played our show, and it was like, it was the weirdest. Like, I wish I had filmed because it was insane. I'll just say that this club, I don't even know the name of it. This club we played was insane. And like there was a squatter's place and like blood on the kitchen floor. And then this closet door had a bunch of fucking Polaroid pictures with people. It was like, what are these people that have fucking gone missing and died in this motherfucker? It was crazy. It was crazy. And if you talk to anybody in the band that were with us, they were all say the same thing. Like after the gig, I got drunk and slept on a mattress on the floor. It was, and then like another couple of guys were sure we were going to get robbed, so they were sitting with all the gear, and then at like some fucked up hour, like 3 or 4 in the morning, I got woken up, and we had to get in the van and drive off to the next place. Testament Santa Monica Civic with Nuclear Assault saw them live, I think, and Voivod Testament the headliner. Yeah, that'd have been good. I remember seeing a thrash festival. I'm going to say somewhere in the Bay Area. It's a shame that my memory's so fucking cloudy. But it was Laz Rocket, MOD. That's why we went. And I got to tell you, this is crazy. So it was thrash bands from everywhere were at this fucking gig, and like 2 guitar thrash bands, 1 guitar thrash band. MOD came on, and that one guitar player, his guitar sound, muted rhythms and shit, destroyed every other band I'd seen that day. And we thought that Laz Rocket was fucking tough. And the MOD guy, he came on, and his sound, I don't even think Dimebag's sound was tougher. This one dude's guitar sound, and I bet you it was a Marshall. It just fucked everything that I had heard that day. And I was like, God damn, what is he running through? Because I've never heard one guitar sound bigger than 2. And his did. And it was fucking glorious. And I bet you anything it was a fucking Marshall. Don't quote me on that, because I mean, it might have not have been. It could have been a Mesa Boogie, but it just sounded tough as shit. The loudest, most violent concert I ever went to. Are you a Rush fan? Dude. Yeah, I am a Rush fan. We could talk about Rush for an hour, but I won't. And I actually got my wife into Rush. And she likes Genesis as well, but that's a whole nother hour where we could appreciate those guys. So Rush. My favorite albums are I even like Caress of Steel, but my favorite albums are Moving Pictures. I would like to get a concert shirt of that, or just a shirt of Moving Pictures, and Permanent Waves. And I did, as a 12-year-old, I had a Permanent Waves. It was a gray shirt, and it had the chick on the front. And yeah, I love Rush. I love Rush, and I never saw them live. And I had plenty of chances to, because they were always touring the United States. And I was always like, I'll do it next year. I'll do it next year. I'll do it next year. And then, I didn't have the chance to see them play Moving Pictures from beginning to end, but fuck, I would have cried. I would have cried. So yeah, I love Geddy Lee. He's a fucking monster. I love Alex Lifeson, and for a trio, they are fucking great. And I love Neil Peart. Neil Peart he took rock drumming to the fucking next level. So yeah, drummers, whether they know it or not, all metal drummers owe Neil Peart gratitude. 2112. I like the Temples of Syrinx. I don't know. I have to listen to that one more, but I don't know it's a concept album and all that shit. I got to listen to it more. That's all. I should do that. Saw the Rush Presto and Test for yeah, like anything after what was the one after Subdivisions, that album. I had that album. That was a good album. And I think so. What's that one called? I'll wait until you find out the answer. I can't think of it. No, not with Big Money. Come on. What's the album after? Fuck. Did anybody ever here check out that? No, it wasn't Grace Under Pressure. Hey, Chuck, how are you? Hey, Chuck is the guy. You see that guy right there? CK, Grace Under Pressure. No, not All the World's a Stage. Come on, you fucking mother. What album is Subdivisions off? Let's go. I want answers. But Chuck, what's bullshit? What are you talking about, Chuck? Anyways, Chuck, your guitar is right here. I played it in the Black Sabbath video yesterday. Signals, thank you. Played it in the Sabbath clip I did yesterday. I'm probably going to do, depending, it's now 12:14. We've been on the air for almost 2 hours, but now that you're here, I want to stick around. You said after. Oh, okay. Is this Signals after? Isn't Grace Under Pressure after Signals? Because, well, anyways, look, we'll quickly talk about. Oh, wait, I got to tell you a story about Chuck, because Chuck is a human from the States that I actually know, and I'd like to get his take on this. But when we actually went and we saw Forbidden at the Omni in Oakland, and Chuck had this black car, and it was a really nice car, and it was winter time, and he's like, he didn't want the air conditioning to like ever give out, so he ran his air conditioner in winter almost, I don't know if it was all the way up to Oakland, but I was like, dude, you're fucking killing me here, man. Turn off your fucking air conditioning. Yes, it'll work in summer. Quit being weird. And he had the fucking, yeah. And it was a good show. I believe it was a good show. We always had fun. Setzer is a badass. As in Brian Setzer, of course he is. Brian Setzer, I love rockabilly. I don't like the rockabilly fans though. They got a macho attitude, and if you don't look exactly like them, then you're a piece of shit. And I don't agree with that. But yes, I like Rush up to a certain era, and then I got disinterested and moved on into other realms. But did anybody ever get into the band Saga? Saga was a Canadian prog band, and they had like one keyboard player, but then the singer could also play keyboards, and he'd walk over, and like they had one album with On the Loose and Tonight You're on the Loose, and there's another hit off that, and I forget what it was called. Fuck, now I have to look. But they were like, Saga is badass. In fact, I'm going to open up another YouTube windows. We're going to find Saga On the Loose, and I'm going to put that in a link, and you were going to listen to it, because it's a great these guys are great. They had Worlds Apart is the name of the album, and it is a great album. I implore you to listen to the whole thing in full. And here's the link for that. Check that out. In Yes, Ian Crichton. Yes, and my friend Glenn Sobel, who's an Alice Cooper, he also played drums on one or two Saga albums, so I was able to talk to him about that. On the list is great. Yes, Wind 'Em Up is a great song. Jordan, hey, how are you, Jordan? So yeah, keyboard riff. Rob J, are you Rob Johnson, the guitar player? Is that who you is? Chuck, correct. Yeah. You still do that? You still drive around in Texas during the winter with your air conditioner on? And then when Chuck moved, Chuck lived in the Bay Area, and then at one point in time he lived up kind of 10 minutes up the street from me in a weird way. He lived on the east side of San Jose. And this one night I went up to his house, and I always think about this. I don't know if you do, but I do, because it's just, I think of it as a memory, but at the time it was just, I'm going to your joint. We took a kite. We took a kite and we flew the kite until the string ended. And then we tied more string to that. And then, so the kite was about fucking 2 miles away from where we were. And then after that, I think we just let it go, and the kite did what it did. But that was a really good, time for me. And, and the way, obviously in Australia, the weather is backwards out here because of the hemisphere. So, our summertime out here is from December to February, and in the States it's like June to September, August, something like that. And I always love to tell like my wife and her friends, like, you have to have a California summer because it's 3 months of the same fucking day and the weather for 3 months. And they just don't grasp that, because summers out here in Australia, it's like 2 days of really hot weather, then it'll fucking rain torrentially, and then the next day it'll be cool, and then it'll be hot again for another 2 days, and then in the middle of that, at fucking 3 o'clock, it'll be raining and cold, and then it's the most schizophrenic piece of shit weather I've ever encountered in my life. And that's the only thing I hate about Melbourne, is that the weather is dog shit. All right, let me read Jordan. I'm good, man. I'm glad you're nailing your helix tones, dude. Yeah, well, I I'm not anymore. Um, I did I did the update. The update, without me knowing, took the snapshots, made them presets. I started doing things. I basically fucked it up, and I'll have to do it again. But I'm going to try to do it on my own now, and not bother Ryan Bailey so much, because you don't need. There's not much you need to do with a helix to get it to sound bellissimo. So I'm going to try it on my own. And they've got the acoustic thing. I'm going to try it on my own. But I'll definitely probably have to end up going to his house to make sure that if I've got a live gig, that the fucking levels are correct. And what happens if this happens? What happens if the sound guy doesn't like what I'm doing? I got to be able to globally fix shit on the fly. Okay. Metalhead Madness. What was that when he was jamming with Chris Reifert forming Death? You guys, yeah, it's too much string to rewind. You just launch it. Yeah, you're right, Chuck. That's what we did. Ever heard Johnny Thunders and the Heartbroken LAMF, or the Heartbreakers LAMF? No, I haven't. Is that rockabilly shit? I like the Reverend Horton Heat. He's good. I got a German friend out here. He's right into the Meteors, which I think is, I could be wrong, but I think is it German rockabilly? I'm not sure. Worlds Apart, Wind 'Em Up. This album is held in review. Aw, shit, man. Jordan writes, dude, don't even worry about it. Like it's easy. I just got to learn stupid things. Like I won't even get into it. I'm not stressed at all. Oh shit, man. Phenomenal band. I think we're still talking about Thingo. Phenomenal band. Sorry that dude fucked up your man. I hope something similar happened with my Unitune. It's an easy fix. You just gotta, like, instead of talking to you guys, I could be dealing with my shit, but I'm not. I'm actually really fucking hungry. I should eat, and I'll probably There's a good chance that I won't play at all, and I'll just watch Netflix. But or I'll learn these songs I got to learn for the 23rd, and we're having a small, um, like a rehearsal on this Thursday at Hydra, which is kind of close to me, which is good. Any other things? I've been talking to you motherfuckers for 2 hours and 5 minutes. Is there anything we should touch on before I fuck off and pig out on McDonald's? Which is what I think I'm actually going to do. Come on, questions, comments. You're as much as part of this as I am. And whoever watches my videos, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. My heart. I get paid monthly, and that I put that away, and it sits in a bank account, and that's where I buy all the guitar stuff from. So thank you very much. The Bumblebee was bought with YouTube money. And Chuck and a few of you have been quite generous with like PayPal donations and shit like that. So, like I said in past videos, I am grateful as fuck. The money doesn't get spent any other way than music gear, So thanks for that. Oh shit, man! I'm just gonna read some more. Sorry that update. Watch Salem's Lot. Yeah, right now. I'm watching The Crown because of the whole UK monarchy and all that. I'm actually trying not to watch it, and I also like I like Nordic noir, which is like cop shows from like Sweden, Denmark. So it's a lot of subtitle reading, but who gives a fuck? Salem's Lot. Any true crime recommendations? Yeah, this one has been unsolved, and it has video of the guy. It's got sound of the guy's voice. Google. Actually, I'm going to put this in a thing. I'm going to go with, does anybody ever watch Mike from That Chapter? Anyways, this is, I'm going to let you have my buddy, the Unsolved Delphi Murders. So I believe Delphi is in Indiana, and these two like 13 and 14-year-old girls, Libby German, and I forget the other girl's name, which I'm sorry about. They just went walking where there's a bridge and it's nature and this kind of thing, and some fucking piece of shit guy took them deeper into the woods and fucking killed both of them. So I've given you the link. Check it out when you can. And it's like Libby German, I think, as he was approaching them, she filmed him with her phone, and he's like, "Guys, down the hill." Well, that's the only audio. There's more interaction going on, but that's the only audio that the police has given the public. Probably because a lot of it's going to be distressing and that kind of thing. But she's got a film of him walking on the bridge. You see exactly what he looks like. It is degraded. It doesn't look the greatest, but and he still hasn't been found. And he's got to be a local, and he's got to know the area in order to pull this shit off. So it's fucking like, you. First off, you shouldn't be killing anybody. That's fucking crazy. Secondly, if you do kill someone and don't think you're going to get caught, dude, you are absolutely going to get caught. So think about it. Is your hate for someone, is your passion to hurt somebody worth going to jail for the rest of your fucking life? The best way to deal with someone you hate is to just cut ties, not think about them at all, and go on with your fucking life trying to be a good person. But then again, there's Ted Bundys out there, who just want to fucking kill people. Okay, let me read this stuff. So yes, the true crime recommendations. Also suggest you check out Night Stalker on Netflix, which has to do with Richard Ramirez. I think I was seven. I was what was that? I was 16 or 17 or 18 at the time, and living in California when this shit was going on. And I remember at about 11 o'clock at night, there was this the news stations would do this. It's 11 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? And during the time that he went up to San Francisco and started killing, they were the news and the television were pretty vigilant on, make sure, because it was summertime. It's like, yes, it's hot out. Close your fucking windows, lock your fucking doors, because there's an asshole floating around killing people. So I do remember that. I'm just reading. Let me catch up here. Can you show us the Van Halen box again? Yeah, hardy har. Margot Frank, do you know if Guitar Centers have Eddie Van Halen guitars there? Dude, Google. Google is your friend. I don't know. Were you a DMX fan? Dead at 50. Oh, nah, not really. I mean, he was a good actor for those roles or whatever the fuck, but like when it comes to rap, I like gangster rap, and it's usually like NWA with Fuck the Police and that era, or the Ghetto Boys out of Texas, and everybody else. Nah, I'm not. No, and Eminem too. I do enjoy Eminem, but I don't really listen to rap anymore. More icon lessons. Yeah, I should. Russ, Hemispheres, Cygnus 5, 1, Book 2. Okay. Check out Criminally Listed podcast and videos. The guy's voice cracks me up. You sound like a fucking weirdo. Hey, there's one guy named Ty Knotts who just sounds fucking disgusting. I've actually reached out to a couple of these people, and I'm like, send me your script and I'll just read it for you for free because your voice is shit. Cutting ties is the best way to deal with toxic people. Yes, K2 Book of the Dead, a conceptual album with 5 songs presented as chapters. Chapter 1, Infinite Voyage with Holdsworth and Sean Guerin, an absolute masterpiece. Put the link down below. Fuck. Don't make me do the work. Put the link down below. I've done it for you 3 times so far. I sound cranky. I need food. True story. A friend of mine's brother used to hang out with Richard Ramirez in El Paso. They did IV drugs in Richard's purple Camaro. Oh, wow. The U.S. and serial killers, they go together like peanut butter and jelly, sadly. Yeah, I had a friend that I was friends with in elementary school. We all still, there's like a core of us of about, I don't know, 15, 20 that all still keep in contact. And when Jeffrey Dahmer's mother moved from, I don't know, Milwaukee or whatever she moved to Fresno, California. So at the time, my friend Stacy was working at like a video store, and Jeffrey Dahmer would rent videos off her. And we all know that he liked The Exorcist 3 or whatever the fuck. But as far as serial killers go, yeah, he was a fucked up unit, that guy. Have you seen some of the photos? Yeah, it's bad. Really, really bad. He was a fucked up unit. It's just so weird, there's a psychologist. His name is Park Dietz, and he's interviewed like the Iceman, and he's done some other shit. He's like way high up in the field, and he's like, I think he said about Jeffrey Dahmer, he's like, while Jeffrey Dahmer was hitting his teens, he was mixing up masturbation and photos of roadkill, and I guess the two got linked. And he's like, special announcement: don't masturbate and look at pictures of roadkill. And I had to laugh. I thought that was funny as shit. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing here because I don't know the exact quote, but it was like, hey, you're at the top of your field and you're saying shit like that. That should be a fucking no-brainer. Anyways, K2 Book of the Dead, true story, yes. And yeah, there's another serial killer. This was at my high school. I'll be very vague. Not that the people are going to listen, but it's a tragedy. But Leonard Lake and Charles Ng were a serial killer pair out of Northern California, They were fucked up. They killed whole families and shit. And one of the girls I went to school with was part of that. And I remember I was in, I think, 10th grade, and the principal got on the intercom and he's like, stop calling this person's parents and asking where she is, because right now it's very traumatic for them and it's not cool. So lay off calling this girl's parents. Yeah, that was horrible. I was like, and then, as teenagers, like, ooh, what the fuck happened and all this kind of shit. And yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. Serial killers are bad news. The U.S. and serial killers. I think Bundy takes the cake. Necrophilia, you checked. Yeah. And it's funny. It's not funny, but like out of all the serial killers, I've studied Bundy the most, and I just hate him. I fucking hate him. He was just such a piece of shit. Just he was just a piece of shit, man. Yeah, he was a fucked up unit, that guy. And I hate that they go, well, oh, he was the hottest one and all that. It's like, nah, man, his nose was all crooked. He looked, and his teeth were fucked. He wasn't fucking hot. Why does a girl think they're going to change a serial killer? That's odd. You know, I know chicks like the bad guy, but dude, he'd like eat cereal out of your fucking skull. You know what I mean? He was a dick, man. Bundy was a piece of shit. And I know that there are people out there that love him. He's just a fucking piece of shit. It's funny. We went from guitars to bands to serial killers, and now everybody's coming out of the woodwork. So let's keep it up. U.S. and serial killers. Where am I at? Serial Killer Sunday. Yeah. I think Buddy takes the cake. True, I do too. I think he's a piece of shit. Have you ever heard of Israel Keys? Because he was a fan of Bundy, and he was, I would say, he was taking where Bundy left off, kind of thing. Dahmer's apartment photos are creepy as fuck. Saw him once, never again. Yeah, the Dahmer one's a fucked up story. I mean, look, they're all fucked up. And Rule's book good as well. Yeah, I read. There was The Only Living Witness, which I think was written by Michaud and Hugh Ainsworth. I read that when I was 18, and that's what got me into serial killing. I actually went back to and reread it because I was more on the gore side of things, which is fucked up, I know. Um, but now I'm more into the why, or I don't know. I think I got a really good radar, and I can tell when somebody's fucking off, even when other people can't, because I've probably has to do with my PTSD. But you can just you get a vibe about somebody, and you can just tell when someone's fucking off. And I think mine is pretty good. So I always have like my wife's friends. What do you think of that guy? What do you think of that guy? And I'm able to kind of, you know, the way. Hold on, I'm trying to keep up, and I'm trying to keep up. And if you guys swear, I gotta hit the show button so that everybody can see. And Anne's rules book was good. Ed Kemper was a sick fuck. Yeah. BTK is a piece of shit. I remember. I'm like, before I die, I got to know who this guy was. I was a little bit underwhelmed, but all these guys are going to be fucking, And then after he was caught, I was like, well, the next one has got to be this Golden State Killer / Irons. And I remember that day clear as because he got caught a couple years back, 3 years back. I was asleep, and Alex, my wife, she's going to university and studying like forensic psychology, so she knows all about all this shit on a fucking academic level, so we can talk about shit like that, which is great. And her father was a criminologist. So, anyways, I remember I was having a nap during the daytime, and she woke me up. She's like, "You're never gonna guess who they caught." And I'm like, "Holy fuck, is it Irons?" And she's like, "Yep." And then we spent the next 7 hours online, like checking Twitter feeds, and people were just people, man. You want someone to get caught? Twitter motherfuckers are all over it. And so, yeah, it was a good day. Okay, Bino One Eye, the way he faked injury to lure girls was evil. Yeah, dude. Wearing the fucking plaster of Paris cast and all that shit. That's all bad. You know what I mean? Like they're just they're like a great white shark in human form. They just predatory pieces of shit that feel the need to kill. And I think they keep killing because they're trying to chase the high from the first one. Or what did Bundy say? Like he says something like, I'll do one more and then I'll stop. And then he does it. He's not fulfilled, so he's got to do it again. Once I do one more, I'll be fulfilled. Once I'll do, and it's just a loop, and that's the only reason these motherfuckers get caught is they can't help themselves. They keep doing it. Ed Kemper was a sick fuck. Yes, he banged his mom after he took off her head. Dude, the Ballad of Leonard and Charles from Exodus is about those two psychos. Yeah, they were awful scum. There is some of the VH footage, and they took out there on YouTube fucked up. Yes, in fact, the girl that I went to high school with is on one of those tapes. So yeah, it's horrible. You know, serial killers and pedos should immediately be put to death in every case. Yeah, I agree. But fucking Israel Keys, man, he killed himself. Like they caught him. He was the guy in Alaska that killed Samantha Koenig, and then used her bank card, and then flew down to the lower 48 and started using her bank card to pull out money. And he was also robbing banks, and he was also uh, digging. He had caches full of like cash, weapons, and fucking other shit that he'd buried in like forests and shit all around the U.S. So he'd rent a car, drive it everywhere, pick up shit that he didn't need these caches. And anyways, he was caught in Texas, and then for the murder of Samantha Koenig, and he's like, "Oh yeah, well look, yeah, I'm a serial killer, but I'll only give you." I think he gave a couple more names and tell how he killed them. And a lot of this stuff is on YouTube in full. Uh, like the FBI have released a lot of this shit, but his laugh is so annoying and it's fucked. You watch it and you're like, oh, why am I watching this shit when I could be walking out and having a nice day or whatever? You read some more. Serial killers and pedos. Read a book about Gacy. He wasn't very pleasant. No, he was another one. Yeah, he's another fucking asshole. I remember when I was a kid. I forget what year he was. It 77 is when they found the fucking bodies underneath the house or some shit. But I remember when it was. I remember the news footage of it happening, and they're like, "Yeah, we're finding this fucking dude who's burying all these boys under his house." Also saw today they thought he did 34-ish kills. He told them later 45, and to go and find them. Who's this, Gacy? You like Vegemite? A Vegemite? No, I do not like Vegemite. It's brown. It tastes like salt. It's shit. I wouldn't spread it on fucking dog shit. Oh, yeah, Gacy. You should see footage of him in jail, and he's talking about the Garrett, the how he would strangle, or how they were saying that he strangled. Uh, he put a string or whatever, and he put like a stick through it and twist. And as he's talking about it, he instead of saying, he starts using the word "I," and even the news reporter's like, "Dude, you're saying I," and then he's like trying to back up and yeah, but word on the street was that everybody knew it was fucking him. Eileen Wuornos creeps me out. Yeah. Yeah, I actually remember when she was caught as well, or when they were saying that there looks to be the murders of these look to be the murders of a female serial killer. I remember that being on the news. I was still in high school, I believe, at that point. I have been put on a list from all the serial killers to catch a predator shows. I have watched. Yeah, I'm always looking for like cases I don't know about and shit like that, or like even watching, you know, the stuff I do know about. Like I've watched and bought that many Ted Bundy things. It's fucking crazy, and I hate that his cop out is I can't talk about that right now. He always used to say that shit. It's like, dude, you fucking did it. You can't say you didn't do it. And he was so fucked up at the end, especially like with the Chi Omega murders, with the Chi Omega murders. He's out of control, man. He wanted to kill, and even the cop is like, yeah, he wants to kill everybody in the fucking house. But yeah, serial killers are pieces of shit. Let me see. You read a book about Gacy. Do you like Vegemite? No, I don't. Eileen Wuornos creeps me out. I have been put on a list. Yep, Bino One Eye. Malat was a piece of shit. Glad he died in pain. Oh, so he's dead already? So yeah. Couple things. Ivan Malat was a serial killer out here. I think the Wolf Creek movies are based on him, Mick Taylor, who's played by John Jarrett. But yeah, he was a guy living in Sydney, and he would pick up hitchhikers, like travelers from other countries and shit, and he'd take him out at gunpoint to the forest, and like he didn't just kill them; he did shit to them. He did wacky shit to them, and he was like this one girl's head as like target practice. And then there was some speculation that his brother or a family member may have been involved, but he was a fucked up unit. And then when they arrested him, I forget. Oh, that's right. He grabbed an English backpacker, and the guy escaped on the freeway. The guy got out of the car, and he escaped, and he's able to jump into these people's car and like, take me the fuck out of here. And they did. And I think he reported it to the cops or whatever, and nothing happened. And he just moved back to England. Then the killings kept going, and then he somehow read about it in a newspaper, and he recontacted them. And he's like, "Yeah, I know what the fucking guy looks like." So they brought him back out and whatever. But yeah, Malat was a piece of shit. There's been some bad guys out here as well. That's about it. Correct. So look, I've been talking for. We have been interacting for 2.5 hours. I'm really fucking hungry. Toy Box Killer makes them all seem insane. Yeah, he's another fucked up unit. Dude, we could go on and on and on. You know what we'll do? Fuck it. Maybe I'll do it today too. We'll talk about serial killers. Okay, here's my plan. And you can be part of it. You don't have like I'm cool. I'm gonna take some time out. Let's probably walk over to McDonald's, get something to eat because I'm famished to the point where I'm shaky. My wife hates when I say that. I'll probably change my shirt. I'm going to get back on here about a half hour, and I'll title it Serial Killer Talk or whatever, and we're just going to fucking go for it. Not for everybody. It's a pretty dark subject, but it needs to be done. And I'll be able to purge. I'll be able to get it all off my chest as well, because I am fairly fascinated with these assholes, and it's more of a why thing than anything, because I think that's what everybody really wants to know. I'm not too interested in the gore of it, because it's fucked up. It's just, you know, they do some fucking terrible shit. But it'll be a nice chance for me to just get it off my chest and be able to have a nice, pleasant Sunday. So do it. Yeah, we'll call it that. Beano One Eye. We'll call it Serial Killer Sunday. I'll change into my I got a shirt with Linda Blair as the Exorcist on the front. I'll put that on. and we'll get all the hot goth chicks in here that we can. I'm kidding. And we'll just make it a thing. So I just want to be in their mind for a day. You don't. You don't. And even psychologists and other cops and people that interrogate him talk about that too. Because once you start thinking like them, it's not good. Like even to go down that path, there's a saying. It's like, when you look into the abyss, also know that the abyss looks back into you. And that can't be great. So going to McDonald's, gonna have some really bad food, change my shirt, brush my teeth, optional. And we'll do Serial Killer Sunday. And I'll say realistically, 15 minutes to a half hour from now. So, and then we'll also talk about whatever you put in the questions and that kind of thing. And that'll be it. So if you're into that kind of thing, come back. I know not everybody is, and I understand, and but we'll rip through as many as we can, and that'll be it. All right. Thank you for hanging out with me for 2 hours and 31 minutes. I think it's insane that you did. There's still 15 of you. I got 5 likes. Remember to subscribe because it's all about the subscriptions. And like this video so that it does absolutely nothing. Peace out, bro. For now, Shredlord, looking forward to it. All right, I'll see you in 1520. Love you. Ooh, I just dropped my fucking speaker. All right, dudes, and we'll get into it. So do some, and Chuck, always lovely to see you. I'll be back in 20, and we'll get cracking. So bring your friends, and we'll have a Serial Killer Sunday. All right, bye.